Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to Ziggy Air. Today we are at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, and we're going to take a short flight to Ocala International using Sayintentions.AI as our ATC VFR service. So this is my third video on this. If you want to take a look at my other two videos on it, I've done an initial sort of flight with it, and kind of like a first impressions, and then another video kind of looking at a flight from a Class C airport to a non-towered airport, and what happened there when I used Sayintentions.AI. So this is another flight, but we're gonna be flying from a Class airport here at Sarasota through the Bravo airspace of Tampa International into the Class D airport at Ocala International. So we're going to see how it does. We're going to review some of the issues that they have and are yet to improve on. For example, here we have in their main window here, they say that their top issues that they're working on are Class B arrivals, so that those are, we're not going to do a Class B arrival, we're going to go through a Class B, but that's an issue they're working on. They're working on ILS approaches, which we are not doing today, and they're working also on ground handling, some taxiing issues that they've been having. I did experience some of that during my first video, so hoping that today's video will be corrected, hopefully. All right, let's get going, and let's get the D42 started, and let's see how it does. Let's get in here and just quickly go through Control E. Now, so we're going to pre-program some of the frequencies here. Now we're gonna be, first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna contact ATIS and pick up our ATIS information. Then we'll contact clearance delivery and get our VFR flight following to Ocala International. Then we'll go to ground, request taxi to the active runway, and then they will hand us to tower. Alright, so we got a good start here. Let's turn on these things here, AV master, and then we'll put on the pitot heat just in case. Although this is Florida and we're not going to be flying that high, so ATIS is over here. We got ATIS has 124,375, 124. Thank you. 375.
Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 19er. Dew point 2. Altimeter 3027. Visual approaches in use. Advise on.
Okay, we got information Quebec. And our winds are 320 at 8. Alright, so let's contact clearance delivery. Clearance delivery, Ziggy Air November 123 Alpha Romeo with Quebec, requesting VFR flight following to Ocala International. Alright, so thinking to see how quickly it comes back to us. Yeah, I would expect a response by now. Maybe ChatGPT is busy.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo cleared to Ocala International. Maintain VFR at or below 4500. Departure on 119.65. Squawk 5241.
Clear to Ocala International. Maintain VFR at or below 4,500. Departure on 119.65. Squawk 5241. 1123 Alpha Romeo. Alright. Squawk 5241. Let's put that in here.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo, Sarasota, Bradenton, clearance readback, correct? Contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9er. Thank you very much. Alright, let's switch that. We will also dial in tower at 120.1. Sarasota ground, Ziggy Air November 123 Alpha Romeo at parking 52. Requesting taxi to the active runway. Let's see how grand the turnaround time for ground. I mean, this is a Class C airport. It might be, it's busier than a Class D, but you know, still.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo, Sarasota, Bradenton ground taxi to runway tree 2 via Alpha contact tower on 120.1 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 32 via Alpha contact tower on 112.1. Thank you. 120.1. I should have said that. Let's see if they get back to us. Said readback incorrect. I made a mistake here. Let's see if they pick it up. Well, they didn't. So, alright, let's get going. We have, I'm using Volanta here. I'll show you over here. This is where we are. And they told us to taxi to runway 32 via Alpha. So here is 32, right here. Yeah, here is Alpha. So we'll just need to take a left and go in and just hold. This is the holding point here, so that's Alpha 8, and we can go to Alpha 9, but let's go to Alpha 8 and then contact tower. This aircraft really likes to get going, so you have to keep it in check with your brakes, which is not what the FAA recommends. They do recommend that you manage your speed with your throttle, but I'm at idle. So I see a plane coming in on 32. Let's see what they have to say. So let's go to tower. I believe that's towers. Yeah, 120.1. Tower, Ziggy Air 123 Alpha Romeo at Alpha 8, ready for departure. Tower, it's a little bit late. Let's see what I did see an aircraft, so I think.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo, Sarasota, Bradenton Tower, winds tree 20 at 8, runway tree 2 cleared for takeoff. After departure, fly runway heading, maintain VFR at or below 4,500. Departure 119.65, squawk 5241. Information Quebec is current.
Clear for departure, runway 32. After departure, fly runway heading, maintain VFR or at below 4,500. Information Quebec is current. Alright, we're ready for departure. And let's dial in 4,500. bug the heading to our runway heading, and
Cessna 90001 Bravo, taxi to holding point runway tree 2 via taxiway Bravo.
Taxi to holding point runway tree 2 via taxiway Bravo Cessna 90001 Bravo.
V1 rotate. A little bit harsh. This like yoke is a little bit touchy. So I'm gonna use that whole runway here before I bring up the gear. Looks good. Gear up. And low damper. Autopilot on. We'll go to heading. And we'll maintain that runway heading. I'm going to bring down the throttle to 92%.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo, contact departure on 119.65.
119.65. Have a good day. 119.65. Departure Ziggy Air November 123 Alpha Romeo with you at 1500 for 4,500.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo Tampa approach radar contact.
Looks like we have another aircraft taking off. Now they're turning left. Beautiful. All right, so far.
UPS 1302, heavy descend to 5,000, expect RNAV approach runway 21.
Descending to 5,000, expecting RNAV 21, UPS 1302 heavy.
So far, so good. Except for that R Navy. What was that? R Navy. All right, we'll keep on runway heading here. And then what we'll do is once we go over this point here, and I can't remember the name of this point here, this area, we'll set our
American 1877 traffic at 11 o'clock and 10 miles westbound. 5,400 for 2,000 is a 757, expect to follow.
Following the traffic, American 1877.
I'm sorry, well, once we hit over here, we'll turn 005 and we'll head to, if you can see here, Sky Bridge is over here. We'll head for Sky Bridge, and then the plan is for to fly over MacDill Air Force Base. St. Petersburg, it's going to be to our left.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo altitude restrictions canceled. Maintain VFR altitudes.
Restrictions cancel. We'll maintain VFR altitude. Thank you very much. So that's pretty good. All right. So and then we'll just go keep Tampa International to our left, and there's a small airport called Peter Knight. We'll keep it to our right, and then continue there, and then head up to Ocala International. That's our VFR plan for now. So we are just about there in here. So I'm gonna set our heading bug to 005 or so, just to be in line with the Sky Bridge over there. Okay, let's do our checklist for our cruise here. So let's do that. We didn't even do climb. Cruise power set, rudder trim set, altimeters are set, fuel quantities checked. Let's see. Yeah, we got plenty of fuel there. Pitot heat on. Aircraft instruments monitored. We got oil temperature good, oil pressure, coolant temperature. Fuel temperature is good. Load is at 92%. RPM's at 2220. Everything looks good. So as you can see, I'm using Volanta here, and we will go ahead, and here's MacDill, and this is a previous flight that I did. It's another flight that I did on the other side, so we'll turn 360 over MacDill, and then we'll just have Peter Knight, which is over here to our right, and then Tampa International be to our left. So let's do that now. Turn 350. All right, so we can see that we are going. We're gonna be going over MacDill Air Force Base. We are cleared to do that. Hopefully we won't get any wake turbulence from F-16 fighter or anything like that. And we can see Tampa International there to our 11 o'clock. Peter Knight should be somewhere to our right over here. That is just basic, your basic VFR navigation here using landmarks. Well, so far so good. So let's see if we get some alerts from ATC regarding traffic in the area. I would expect some traffic from Tampa International here. All right, so we can see Peter Knight over here. Small airport. This is Davis Island. My brother lives over here, so I'm familiar with the area and the airports. I love when I visit him, I love just to take a walk and see the small GA aircraft taking off and landing from there. So we got Tampa International over there. All right, so far so good. I haven't heard any traffic in the area. I'm using FSTL, so it should be. Yeah. I just don't think that I would be surprised if there are no aircraft taking off from Tampa International there. All right, so what I'm gonna do, so far it's been really smooth flight. I'm going to add a direct to Ocala, and
You have information uniform. Ocala International Airport information uniform. 1851 Zulu. Wind 350 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 19er. Dew point 0. Altimeter 3025. Visual approaches in use. Advise on course heading altitude and if flight following.
All right, I was just checking on Ocala ATC. We have information in uniform. So I think we are pretty close to getting handover to Ocala Tower by Jacksonville approach. So let's see how that happens. So we are about 18 miles from the airport. I'm gonna start my descent here. All right, I think that I can see.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo, contact Ocala Tower on 119.25.
Right on cue. 119.25, thank you. Ocala Tower, Ziggy Air 123 Alpha Romeo, with you at 2,500 for 1,100 with information uniform for a full stop landing. Should have told them how far away I can see the airport now.
Ziggy Air Tree Alpha Romeo Ocala Tower. Make straight in for runway 26.
Straight in for runway 26. 1123 Alpha Romeo. All right, straight in for runway 26. That's awesome. So I see the runway, it's a little bit, I'm gonna go into heading mode and I'm gonna pull back the throttle. I'm going a little bit too fast.
Warrior Tree 71 Bravo, Charlie, make right traffic, runway 21 cleared for takeoff.
Making right traffic, cleared for takeoff, runway 21, Warrior Tree 71 Bravo, Charlie.
All right, first set of flaps. Gear down. Autopilot off. It's a little bit too slow. I'm going to bring it up to 95 to 100. That's good. Poppies are 3 whites, 4 whites. Yeah, so I'm a little bit too high. So bring it down. Reduce my speed. That looks good. Still a bit too high, so bring it down. $500. Minimum is 200. I don't need that. We'll continue. Still too high. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right, we're good now. Very nice. I'm not gonna make this exit here. So we'll go to the next one. Ocala ground, Ziggy Air, November 123 Alpha Romeo at Alpha 8, requesting taxi to parking.
Ziggy Air, Tree Alpha Romeo, Ocala ground taxi to parking via Bravo Echo. Have a good day. Tornado 892 Tango Oscar, hold short of taxiway hotel traffic on final approach. Holding short of taxiway hotel Tornado 892 Tango Oscar.
Gets taxi to parking via Bravo Echo, Ziggy Air 123 Alpha Romeo. All right. Again, there is no Bravo. Bravo Echo, it's on. Let me show you here. Bravo, it's over here. I'm over here. Echo is nowhere to be found. So I'm just gonna take a left here on Alpha, and then take Alpha 4 for our parking there. So, no, it's Alpha 4 over here. That's what I initially thought. So Alpha 4. There's our marshal. Right on cue. So I'm going to come around and beautiful. All right, my friends, this was a really good flight here in terms of our review and communications with Sayintentions.AI. It did pretty good, except I'm a little bit, there was a little bit of confusion, at least on my part. Maybe this is quite alright, but they gave me straighting to runway 26, but I didn't hear anything like clear for landing runway 26. It just said straight in runway 26, and it's probably okay. I'm just used to hearing clear for landing runway 26. So if I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I don't mind being called out for things that I do wrong here. So it's part of our learning experience. And all right, so far so good. I'm liking what I'm seeing and experiencing here with Sayintentions. Here we took off from a Class C airport at Sarasota, went through Class Bravo airspace without a hitch, and then landed without a hitch here.
Cherokee
Ocala.
315 X-ray Papa, proceed to runway 28 via taxiways Echo and Foxtrot. Proceeding to runway 28 via Echo and Foxtrot, Cherokee 315 X-ray Papa.
So I'm gonna show you here before I go on Volanta here, the landing profile. I think this is a fantastic tool here. So it gives you a 3D track of your flight, and then your landing spot is right here. So my landing spot was right here. So I landed within the landing area very nicely, right on the center line, I have to say. And so landing was at minus 90 feet per minute, which is a nice smooth landing, I have to say, at 61 knots, which is within the parameters of our landing aircraft here. So beautiful, beautiful. Really nice tool here to look at your performance. All right, my friends. Again, Ziggy Air will get you there without a care. Ziggy Air is best in the air. I don't make this up. I'm only told what to say.